Lego C-3PO is the most frustrating character to use in Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. But he has to be included, because he's in every movie. But all he does in the game is he opens doors and have his face on them, and the rest of the time is at best inoffensive. As I said, what can he do? He can open doors and enemies don't shoot at him. That's it. Nothing else really. What can't he do is he can't jump, and he can't do damage to anything. He just opens the doors and walks around. And this makes the levels that he's in worse, because the focus of the level becomes, how can I bring C-3PO to where he needs to be when every other character in the level can just jump or grapple or anything else? And what this usually ends up being is that there needs to be a bridge to cut him across, or a ramp to get him up, or a crane to dump him where he has to go. And it's not difficult to do usually, but it's just frustrating because you have to do it in order to progress. Thankfully in free play this isn't a big an issue, but doing story mode you're stuck with this babysitting job basically. You have to do everything for him because he can't do anything. But then you have R2-D2, who is also a droid, but does everything that C-3PO can't do, and the stuff that he can do. Because R2-D2 can open doors, but he can fly, which is jumping, and he has a situational combat use, in that if you attack a droideka, it'll be disabled for a period of time. Which is just that makes him miles better than C-3PO. Because his puzzles are usually, he has to go over and do something to open a door or a bridge or whatever for everyone else, instead of that puzzle being for C-3PO, which is usually what it is a lot of the time, is R2 going across a bridge, across a gap or whatever, to push a button to open a bridge that gets C-3PO across. But C-3PO just can't do anything. He's just stuck sitting there until you go over and help him. Like in the first level, episode 4, you have to pick him up in a crane and move the crane across to the end, and then drop him off at the door where he needs to be. Everyone else can jump across this or fly across. It is just C-3PO that halts the entire level. But this is kind of just a problem with C-3PO in general. Is in most movies, he's just there. He's just like a comic relief, or he's used to translate languages, which he rarely does. It's usually just he's with R2-D2, and they have their subplots occasionally. But he's there in every movie. So he has to be in at least some of the levels, because he's in so much of it. But how do you make a character that its only purpose is to translate languages and has no real usefulness in a puzzle game except to be the end result of a puzzle? He makes puzzles because he exists, but they're not really puzzles as much as they are inconveniences to everyone else. But that's just C-3PO. He's just a waste of space, but he's in every movie and is important, kind of, in them. They could have just done in the droid factory level. They could have had droid C-3PO. They could have given him a gun, and he could have been marginally more useful than he ever will be in any other level in the complete saga. Now maybe the Skywalker saga will fix this to some degree, but I sincerely doubt it. I think it's going to be a lot of remastering old levels, which just means we have to do more C-3PO babysitting. So to make you feel better, here's the rebel friend dropping him into the void in that episode 4 level I talked about earlier, because it brings me great joy to drop C-3PO in a void.